I'm still, after all the fights you've had, in awe of the fact that you do what you do. It's mind-blowing to me.
Thank you, man. Yeah. I mean, it's not that hard to get your beat. But it was a great experience. Like, I learned a lot in there. I can't really talk.
When this fight was first announced, you had said something to the effect of this would end JakePaul's career. After what you saw tonight, do you think that Jake should continue to box, or what do you think the future holds for him?
Yeah, no, I really take my hat off. I mean, we have to see if it is a broken jaw. Those injuries are very difficult to come back from. But as AJ said, like that last shot would have knocked out a lot of heavyweights.
JakePaul reportedly announced his retirement from boxing following his devastating 6th-round knockout loss to former heavyweight world champion Anthony Joshua in Miami, a fight that also left him with a double broken jaw requiring surgery. The 28-year-old entered the bout as a crossover star looking to cement his status in professional boxing. Joshua's powerful right hand ended the contest and raised serious questions about Paul's future in the sport.
I won 2 rounds for sure, and then he won 2, and then I got dropped. But yeah, I was doing good. I just think my cardio, just the mental pressure of the big guy and sparring the big people is different than the 10-ounce gloves. So I was feeling his power a lot more. But it was a great experience. Like, I learned a lot in there. I can't really talk.
Are you in pain?
Yeah, but it's not from like talking.
Talk to me about what your jaw feels like, because you got
It's like a baseball in there.
two plates.
It just feels like
4 titanium plates.
4 titanium plates. How many do you have?
Just 1.
8 screws. 8 screws.
Wait, all right, I got in my plate in my head. Titanium.
JakePaul has allegedly indicated that he's grown tired of taking heavy punishment in the ring and is considering retirement from boxing following his brutal knockout. The bout, which saw Paul knocked down multiple times and ultimately suffer a double broken jaw requiring surgery, intensified speculation about his future in the sport after enduring significant punishment from one of boxing's most accomplished heavyweights.
I'm retiring from boxing. I'm getting hit in the face every single day while I could be playing soccer in Saudi. I'm friends with the Saudis slash football. I was on the A team in 7th grade. I have a really good kick. I can run fast, and I'll knock out everyone that with us. Please give me $1 billion.
Meanwhile, Eddie Hearn didn't back away from his earlier prediction, but he did strike a more serious tone after fight, reflecting on his remark that this bout could end JakePaul. Hearn said the outcome sadly proved his point. He explained that injuries like a broken jaw aren't just painful, they're mentally and physically difficult to recover from, especially for a fighter still developing at the elite level. Hearn noted that time away from sparring, fear of range injury, and loss of rhythm can permanently alter a boxer's trajectory. While he acknowledged Jake's toughness and willingness to compete, Hearn stressed that boxing is ruthless, and moments like this often force fighters to reconsider whether the risk is truly worth it.
I'm with you because when this fight was first announced, you had said something to the effect of this would end JakePaul's career. After what you saw tonight, do you think that Jake should continue to box, or what do you think the future holds for him?
Yeah, no, I really take my hat off. I mean, we have to see if it is a broken jaw. Those injuries are very difficult to come back from. But as AJ said, like that last shot would have knocked out a lot of heavyweights. And I know he went down heavy, but you know, he was conscious on the floor. And I thought his game plan, although obviously very negative early on, which it had to be, was smart at times. And there were times where he held his feet and let his hands go. You know, it was a very one-sided fight. It was always going to be a one-sided fight. But you can't give him anything but credit and respect. There's a lot of negative people out there. There's a lot of people who want to criticize people. They're not doing what JakePaul's done. He just went in with Anthony Joshua and gave it his best shot. Took a lot of punishment and ended the fight eventually.
UFC commentator and podcaster Joe Rogan offered a serious and cautionary reaction after JakePaul was knocked out by Anthony Joshua and suffered a double broken jaw, urging the influencer-turned-boxer to think seriously about the long-term consequences of continuing his boxing career. Rogan emphasized that the punishment Paul absorbed, especially the hard shots from a seasoned heavyweight like Joshua, carries risk beyond immediate injury, suggesting there's a price you pay that is not worth it, including severe adverse effects that many fighters struggle with after their careers. He described described the knockout blow Paul took as carrying a force of like 10 punches, highlighting how quickly damage can accumulate inside the ring. Rogan's message wasn't just about this one fight. It was a warning that repeatedly taking punishment at a high level can have lasting effects, and that Paul should consider whether continuing is worth the risk.
That guy did great for someone who's been boxing for like less than a decade. He has had no real professional opponents other than Tommy Fury that were legitimate world-class boxers.
I don't even remember what happened in the Tommy
He lost a close decision, but it was a good fight. It was a good fight, though. He's a good boxer. If he wasn't a YouTuber, people would be way more impressed with him.
Yeah.
The problem is he was like a famous kid, and then no one took him seriously.
Yeah.
But
oh, and then he started too with like more spectacle-ish fights. People were like, oh, this is you. He fought, you know, Nate Robinson, like basketball player.
But the thing is, he knocked Nate Robinson
He knocked him
dead.
the fuck out.
And
yeah.
it's the way he did it that I was trying to tell people. I'm like, no.
Paul has also claimed that he's considering going on a cycle of steroids as a way to silence long-standing accusations that he has already been using performance-enhancing drugs. According to online chatter and secondhand reports, Paul suggested that showing people the visible difference would prove that his past physique and performances were achieved naturally. Critics argue the claim sounds reckless and inflammatory, while supporters believe Paul is simply pushing back against years of speculation about his body transformation and power. Given boxing's strict anti-doping rules and the serious consequences tied to PED use, many observers remain skeptical and caution against taking the claim at face value until Paul directly addresses the allegation on record. The statement remains unverified, adding yet another layer of controversy to an already turbulent moment in his career.
Jake said that I snort, that I'm a cokehead. My rebuttal to that was, I'll tell you what, you can test me randomly for the next 5 years for if I can test you randomly for performance enhancing the next 2 years, and I never got a response on that.
This is why Jake PEDs on PEDs. Within this past year, Jake Paul has literally hit a second puberty and aged like 10 years. Furthermore, he has acne and his hairline is receding like crazy. And people like Jake Paul are going to the best skin doctors in the world and probably are taking hair loss products that aren't even approved for the rest of us. Now, I'm not saying that Jake Paul necessarily took a steroid to make him look bigger, but he's definitely taking something that allows him to recover faster. That way he's able to train more. And
UFC legend Anderson Silva publicly defended Jake Paul after his high-profile fight with Anthony Joshua, saying that people need to respect Jake for stepping into the ring with such a formidable opponent. Silva highlighted that Paul has proven he's willing to take on real challenges, not just padded records, and that simply entering a bout against a former heavyweight world champion deserves acknowledgement from fight fans. According to Silva, critics who dismiss Paul's earlier fights can no longer claim he avoided elite competition when he took on someone of Joshua's stature, regardless of the outcome.
I respect him. I don't say that only because I'm fight here in a company, but it's because Jake, the people need to respect Jake, you know. I mean, every single fight go inside the ring, everybody need respect.
Joshua brutally broke Jake Paul's jaw during their heavyweight fight in Miami when his powerful right hand landed in the 6th round, forcing a knockdown and ultimately a knockout finish. Joshua's punch fractured Paul's jaw in 2 places, a severe injury that was immediately evident after the fight and confirmed by Paul's own post showing the damage. After the bout, Paul was taken to a hospital where surgeons performed surgery to repair the double break, fitting 2 titanium plates on each side of his jaw and removing several teeth as part of the procedure. He posted an update saying the surgery went smoothly and he would be limited to a liquid diet for about a week while he recovers.
Don't ever give a monkeys about what anyone says, because they sit at home, they're full of negativity. It's like the people that are negative towards someone like Jake Paul. Look at what he's done with his life. Do you know what I mean? So yes, it took AJ a couple of rounds to get hold of him, and then he knocked him spark out and broke his jaw. It was a frustrating 2-3 rounds maybe, because Jake was moving so much, holding, but did well, I thought. I mean, I was impressed with him. I mean, I was more impressed with his toughness, because I think that last shot would have knocked out most heavyweights. I mean, you've got to respect him because he did what many people wouldn't do, which was get in the ring with him. And, you know, he didn't, I know he run and hold, but he also let his hands go at times. And he was in the firing line, and, you know, we got 6 good rounds in the end of actual work.
Is that how you see it in the end?
Yeah, I actually think it's a positive, because, you know, we could have gone in there and got it all over with 45 seconds. He's done an 8-week camp, and now he's done 6 rounds. He's got something to go back and work on with the team. and onwards.
The brutal 6th round knockout of Jake Paul by Anthony Joshua made it very clear the fight was real and not fixed or scripted, something many critics had speculated online. Promoter Eddie Hearn directly refuted claims that the bout was staged, stressing that it was a sanctioned professional contest with real stakes, regulated by boxing authorities, and subject to legal betting markets, which would make any scripted outcome illegal and implausible. Hearn also pointed to the severity of Paul's double jaw fracture, a genuine injury requiring surgery, as evidence that you don't fake in a real fight.
Damn, son. Fuck me. How did Jake Paul actually remain conscious after that? And yeah, he got a broken jaw in 2 different places. And when they zoomed in on his mouth inside after the fight, a row of his teeth had just been dislodged into a whole nother fucking section of his mouth. Whatever you think of Jake Paul, surely that now puts an end to the fixed fight narrative. Like, his mouth is in bits. This was not a fixed fight. No matter how much you dislike it, it was what it was. So how did he do? Well, on the one hand, Jake fucking Paul, the YouTube guy who started by fighting Deji, getting in a ring with AJ is just impressive to start off with. He made it 6 rounds, and when he was getting hurt, he kept getting up, and he showed heart. You know, it probably would have been easy to stay down and not get your teeth shoved into your fucking back of your head. And a lot of people are saying, look, he lasted longer than Francis Ngannou, so that's something. But why did he last longer than Francis Ngannou? Obviously, I think we all know why. Francis Ngannou came into the ring with the belief he could win. He was trying to win from the first bell. Jake Paul was more trying to survive and hope that like a miracle happens in the fight sometime. And when you've got those completely different states of mind, it delivers completely different results, right? Francis is right there in front of you. He's trying to hurt you. He's committing. He's leaving openings because he's committing. The other guy is halfway across the fucking ring. And when one guy isn't wanting to engage, it's really hard to pin them down and hurt them because they're not basically contributing to the sport. You know, we're supposed to be fighting each other, not, you know, you running away from me and me having to run after you. And we've seen this before in other boxing matches. It just makes it a very difficult night for the guy who's trying to be the aggressor, especially when you've got a ring that big and the guy who you're...
Some fans have been drawing dramatic comparisons between Jake Paul and Francis Ngannou based on how long each lasted against Anthony Joshua. As one social media post from Blonde MMA summed it up, everyone is ignoring the bigger picture. What this showed us is that Jake Paul is not only a better boxer than Francis Ngannou, but he arguably scales to Tyson Fury. Remember, Francis went 2 rounds with AJ. Jake went 6. Those comments highlight how Paul's 6th-round performance, even in a loss where Joshua ultimately knocked him out and broke his jaw, lasted significantly longer than Ngannou's earlier 2nd-round defeat to the same opponent, leading some fans to argue Paul was more durable in that specific pairing. Paul's ability to survive longer, even with a broken jaw, was cited by some as evidence he might be better or more durable than Ngannou against a top-level boxer.
The reason why Jake Paul lasted longer than Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou came to fight. That's it. It was like Jake was stuck in 2020 the way he stayed 2 meters away from Joshua at all times. Jake was nowhere near Joshua's range. Nowhere near. Francis was very near. He came to box him. Jake just came in there to survive. That's all it was. He just wanted to see the end bell. He maybe landed a lucky overhand right, which he did land a couple. Eventually, when the distance was close, due to Jake not running, due to him being tired, boom, the knockout came. That's all it was. I don't want to hear people say, oh, he did better than Francis, because he didn't, because Francis was in boxing range, and Jake might as well have been in the stage.
Alexander Usyk's manager Sergey Lepin described Joshua's performance as a solid step in his comeback after a long layoff, calling the fight a nice fight and hinting that it could lead to bigger matchups later in the year with top heavyweights like Tyson Fury. Lepin acknowledged Paul's courage in repeatedly rising after being knocked down, noting the YouTuber turned boxer showed heart despite facing a much stronger professional puncher, and that Joshua's power was a decisive factor on future matchups. Lepin suggested that a Joshua versus Fabio Wardley bout would be an attractive fight, given Wardley's skills and power, and he reiterated his belief that Joshua would defeat Fury if they met next year. Regarding Usyk's plans, he said his team is in ongoing discussions about a potential bout with Deontay Wilder, possibly around June or July, though details were still being worked out at the time.
Fans here with Sergey Lepin. Sergey, anthonyjoshua stopping Jake Paul tonight. He had a message for Tyson Fury, greedy belly. What did you make of that?
Nice fight, you know, before 1 year, not work, not training, and now today this first step, yes, maybe second step, one more opponent, one more fight, and Maybe we see fight Fury and AJ in September, November. I don't know. It's a good fight.
Yeah, what did you think of Jake Paul's performance in there? He kept getting up, showed bravery. What did you make of Jake Paul?
You know, for me, I like this guy good. This guy 5 years training boxing in this have big heart. You know, he stand up 3 times and stand up and fight. You know, this not AJ punch very strong.
What about, obviously Usyk is no longer WBO champion. Could we see AJ and Fabio Wardley now?
This is good fight. I think this is good fight. Fabio, good boxer, good puncher. I think this is nice fight.
Mostly, Tyson Fury, if he fights Joshua next year, what happens?
I think AJ win.
Any update with Usyk Wilder?
We work, working maybe June, July.
Where could that be? Here?
I think I don't know. Maybe USA, maybe Saudi. No, it's working.